Greetings. Oh my goodness, my throat is ashy. I feel like I need some water just in case, because I'm kind of scared that if I don't drink any water, I'll be coughing like crazy. So, happy Indigenous Peoples Month, or so I believe it is. It's month, yeah, but today, I believe it's Indigenous Peoples Day today. So, I want to do a reading, but I also wanted to I want to read this passage from this deck that I'm using. It has like a really big guidebook, and I'm going to be using the Sacred Path card. So it comes with this really cool book that I'm going to use. So let me see if I can adjust this just a little bit. Make sure you guys can see the cards. Okay. That's better. Okay. It's a lot better. So I'm gonna read this passage because I randomly just opened the book and it fell on the Heyokahz. And some of you guys are familiar with the Heyokahz is. Um, it's also known as the sacred clown, also known as a high level empath. For some of the new ages out there, you might identify with Heyokahz as an empath, but from my understanding, it is the sacred clown energy, which I believe almost every culture has a sacred clown energy. Like, let's say, um, like, what's his name? Not Papa Legba. Goodness, not Papa Legba. 𝗥𝗲𝗱𝗆. I think it's 𝗥𝗲𝗱. 𝗥𝗲𝗱 can also be taken as the sacred clown, if I'm not mistaken. But anywho, so I'm gonna do a read and just see what the divine ancestors, the earth, um, divine earth beings want us to know. Mama Earth, Great Spirit wants us to know. My incense will not come out. So happy Friday as well. Happy Venus Day. And I'm gonna read the cards. Before I do that, I'm gonna smoke out of this cigar because I feel like my peoples want me to hit that. And also for some of you guys, like maybe your peoples is craving some tobacco. So I got you. I don't smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes. So I don't smoke tobacco like that. I only do it if I'm led to. Every now and then I might go to a cigar bar, but I'm not a smoker. So I know it's not me. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. So I just wanted to read this quick passage because, like I said, I opened up on this page right here, the Heyokahz, and it says, "Ayo, Heyokahz, make me laugh so I'll be human again. Allow me to see my crooked path and the trickster as my friend. Ayo, Heyokahz, how contrary can you be? Yet you can make me learn. Heyo, Heyokahz, the joke's on me, but next time it's your turn." So some of us might need to lighten up a little bit on our path, on our journey. You guys could be, usually you might, dang, why is this card left over there? This card was left. Yeah, I just get this energy of needing to lighten up a little bit. Okay, so in this book, the Heyokahz is number 22, humor and opposites. The Heyokahz is a contrary clown who holds total wisdom and teaches the people through laughter and the opposites. The sacred trickster is one who makes you wonder if what they are saying or doing is actually correct, thereby making you think and figure it out for yourself. When people are made to think on their own, the wobbly beliefs that have been a rubber crutch for them in the past are tested. If the rubber crutch gives way and they end up on the ground or they rump, a lesson was learned. If they stop and think, test out teaching for themselves, and take stand in good stead, the wobbly belief becomes a knowing system for their lives. This divine trickster is called the Heyokahz by the Plain tribes and the 𝗥𝗲𝗄 by by the Hopi and Pueblo Indians. Many tribes have trickster teachers who dress in costume for ceremony and wear regular clothing in daily life. Their jokes do not stop just because it's not a feast day. All Heyokahs operate through opposites. Heyokah's purported wisdom imparted to a seeker could be the exact opposite of the answers a person would find for the self. The laughter surrounding the results could be a lesson for the entire community. The Heyokahz is known for creating lesson at the expense of another's seriousness. Laughter is the ultimate lesson that breaks the bonds that destroy balance in people. If the Heyokahz is successful, all taken in good fun, and the bonds of old habits no longer helpful are broken. The medicine ally of the Heyokahz is the coyote. Wait a minute. Wait the minute. The fuck the minute. Up. Hold up. The the coyote spirit has been coming to me recently. So probably like 2 Sunday nights ago, I was doing a reading for myself, and the coyote spirit came out in 2 different decks that I was using. Um, 2 of the decks I'll be using for this reading. And what's crazy is that following work week, on my way home from work, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning on my way home from work, and there was these 2 coyotes crossing my path. And I was like, wait a minute, those look like dogs, but I'm like, no, their ears are weird. And then one of them stopped and looked for a second, like stayed. And I was like, no, that's a freaking coyote. And I was like, spirit is crazy. Spirit is funny. Very, very funny. So this might resonate with you guys. The Heyokahz is a master of at coyote medicine and can use the joking part of a coyote's nature to trick others into enlightened states of understanding. Occasionally, the coyote medicine will backfire and zap the Heyokahz in a blind spot. If this happens, the true Heyokahz will take in stride and laugh at the backfire, learning from the lesson along with others. Native people understood the value of being good sports. In early times, it was not considered losing face to have the Heyokahz play a trick on someone. In fact, it was an honor to be signed out for a trick that contained a valuable spiritual lesson. Each tribal member was a valuable part of the whole, and many times the joke had consequences for more than one person. Everyone seeing the actual prank or talking out of it later could relate to those events to personal situations and grow from the lesson. All are forced to reflect on how they would react if they were the person the joke was played on. The Heyokahz is able to master the art of balancing the sacredness within irreverence. Irreverence. My goodness, I can't even talk. It's funny because it's gonna go far more into like the meaning of them, and for some people they understand the Heyokahz, like I said, as an empath, a highly spiritual empath. But like the thing about, from my understanding as well, is like Heyokahz, those who may associate themselves with that, or others associate someone else as one or that level of empath, they're known to be like shifters, vibrational beings that shift the atmosphere, that do cause awakenings for others or shake things up. So they may not be, it's not as romanticized as we might like it to be. You know, a lot of people do not like what's different and what they don't understand. And some people do not like change. Some people do not feel called to change or to provoke a shift in their life, especially if it's disrupting a path that they've become comfortable with, or a part of themselves they become comfortable with, or something in their life. It's not easy to just be like, okay, I'm going to change, or I'm going to work on myself, or awaken to parts of yourself maybe that you're not ready to, or you feel like you're not ready to. So to have someone come into your life to kind of shake that up or just trigger that without words, that's what a Heyokahz is also depicted to be, not just this high level empath and psychic, because you know. But the coyote spirit may resonate with some of you guys too, because like I said, it's coming up. So there's a need to lighten up, maybe, like I said in the beginning of this message, a need to lighten up and not take your path or journey so seriously, or what you might think is a negative. How to shift your energy and find the positive in that, how to find the higher reason and purpose behind things that are triggering, things that, are painful. So, or just a little confusing or conflicting at times, not really understanding it or being at a crossroads. So this message couldn't have come at a better time, I feel like, for those who this is meant for anyway. And you could be one of those people that kind of, call not just yourself, but call other people to, shake up and wake up, and in a way that might be uncomfortable, or you help people to find the humor and understanding in it, like, because I don't know about you guys, but if I've ever gone through a situation in the past, like, I'll use this for an example because I feel like ladies, y'all probably could relate to this. Like, let's say you're in high school and there was this guy or whatever that you had the biggest crush on, and they might have been fly back then, they could have been popular, whatever. Um, and you wanted to be with them so bad, and maybe you did, or it didn't work out, or maybe you never got a chance to be with them. And then when you see them years down the line, it's like, what was I thinking? Like, what was wrong with my skull, my brain, my consciousness, like, that I wanted this person? And I mean, I'm sure others, like men, can can attest to this too. But it's like, what was I desiring? What was I thinking? Or someone that you cried over that you thought you could never get over. And then years down the line, it's like, really, I really wanted this person. Like, so you can laugh at it, look back at it and laugh, even if it was like a painful time where you cried. Like, when you're a teenager, you have your first little heartbreak or whatever, and you feel like, that's it. But when you get older and you mature, it's like that wasn't the end of the world. So, but on a deeper level, things that might be harder, journeys that you have taken or experiences that you've had, to look back at them and see the wisdom in it and kind of find humor as well in the situation. So I'm going to go ahead and pull and just see what messages want to come through. And I'm going to light this cigar because that's what I feel led to. I feel like the ancestors want a little tobacco. All right. I shall channel the messages. Shout out to the Indigenous ancestors. Hey, I didn't see all of that. Hey. Hey, Imperial Mommy. How are you? Shout out to you. Hey, Tori. Hey, sis. How are you? I appreciate y'all joining. I would drop my book that I need. I need that book. I don't need it to be on the floor right now. Actually need it. Happy Venus Day too, by the way. So Big Mama energy might want to come through. That's kind of the gist of this I'm feeling. I'm trying to discern whether I should start off with Oracle or Tarot. In hindsight, my ass shouldn't have been celebrating Thanksgiving yesterday at all, because sometimes I don't try to sit it out because I feel guilty when I celebrate it. But yesterday we didn't have a traditional Thanksgiving. My family, we did a theme, because last year we did Jamaican food for Christmas, and then this year we did for Thanksgiving Chinese food, and then Christmas we're supposed to do Italian. So the only thing that I missed was collard greens, but I eat collard greens often. I like to make collard greens and I eat them all the time. So it's not too much of that, but that would be one of the things. And macaroni and cheese is my favorite as well. But best believe come New Year's, I'm about to have me some black eyed peas. Best believe. Yeah, I'm a Taurus too. Trust me, I understand the food, the food and the good drinks. I come for the good food and the drinks. That's what I come for. But I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday and their family, at least, take it for what it is. All right. So ancestors. I'm going to start off with the oracle, and I'm using the Medicine Woman Oracle, the Sacred Medicine Oracle, the Sacred Path Oracle as well, and the Medicine Woman Tarot. So, all right, and stop. The Wild Feminine. Yep, Big Mama energy here. Wolf spirit is here too. So the Wild Feminine says, awakening the she-wolf instinct, that primordial force. Somebody's Big Mama here. Hey. Ooh, yams. Yes, indeed. Patti LaBelle's pies. I had one before. It wasn't that. No, I had her banana pudding. And I'm very, very picky about that because I love banana pudding and I was not impressed. I haven't had any of her pies though. The drum medicine, regulation, the eagle feather with soar. What else? It does. It's good. It's good. What do we have here? Self-expression, the painted face. All right. Y'all don't mind me if we read some of the guidebook messages because I always feel like they're helpful. Sometimes I don't do that, but in this instance I feel led to read guidebooks. But definitely somebody's Big Mama ancestors are here. And some of you guys might feel the call. There's something that I feel like you guys might be called to clear out of your life, or it's like something that's causing you to stagnate. Like this heavy energy that you feel is, I'm not getting like spirit wants you to like correct yourself in the sense of like you're doing something wrong. The way that I'm getting it is kind of lighthearted, like you're clearing out something. So the heaviness that you feel is not because you're really actually stuck or something is off center or something's wrong necessarily. It's actually going according to plan in the sense of like there's things being cleared out. Some of you guys, you could feel stagnant as far as like elevation and growth in some way where you feel like you're not reaching your fullest potential or you're not fully seeing your potential, or we're not seeing a way to reach that potential. It's like there's this feeling of being stuck or feeling blocked, or that's what I'm getting from this. Let me see if we have any. We have the number 2, number 38, which could be 11, number 15, which can also be a 6, number 19, which could be a 10 or a 1. So that could be significant, or those numbers if you're counting numerology. The Ace of Bowls, which is the Ace of Cups. Now, there's something about being receptive. There's like this enrichment or something about there's enough to go around as well. There's enough to go around. I'm hearing there's plenty where that came from. So I don't know what that means. There's plenty more where that came from. Spirit has been blessing you in different ways, I feel. You know, it's just what you believe a blessing to be or how you perceive blessings. But it's like, if you take a step back, you can identify with how many ways Spirit has come through for you. Like this sweet, nurturing energy. That's why I'm getting like Big Mama energy. It's that divine feminine. So let's read the Wild Feminine card real quick. Some of you guys could have the animal totem, the wolf. Okay, it says, awaken your she-wolf instinct, that primordial force. The message is, I am the wild nature of the feminine, poet, lover, and mother. I dance in the woods. I create. I thunder. I love with passion. I'm here to walk in your footsteps. The wild feminine refers to our instinctive force in the service of life. Wildness, that primordial resource of the essence of the feminine, evokes what has not been tamed, conditioned, or hemmed in. Wildness is a foundation of the feminine. An ancestral medicine is the mystery of our roots and dreams, of the seen and unseen. By looking deeply with inside who we are, we can give to ourselves what we never stop looking for outside of ourselves, most often in vain. Rehabilitating, I can never say this word, the wild woman within us will help us access greater freedom to truly exist, starting with releasing ourselves from a patriarchal system. The guidance is you are a wild woman. Or if you're a man, this can resonate with you still. Have you forgotten? It seems that to make a place for yourself in this world, you have let yourself be domesticated. Woo, child. A word. A feeling of profound nostalgia, the desire to run with the wolves once more, probably floats in your consciousness. It's time to reconnect with your instinctive nature, to open the thousand eyes of your intuition, to summon the ancient histories, to give life. Remember your roots, your cycles, your chais, to nature, all essential to your well being, to play, love, create, and bring shine to your fur once more. So they have a ritual. It's up to you whether you identify or you feel led to do that, but if you would like to screenshot it, it's the right page here, probably to your left. It's my right. Okay. All right. So far, like just what I'm picking up, it's kind of giving you, hey Chantel, it's kind of giving you um a gem as to how to unlock that feeling of being stuck or stagnant or feeling conflicted within your path or just kind of at this crossroads space. And part of it is because you've capped or limited a part of yourself that desires to be free, that desires to either create, to flow, to just be, to not feel so restricted and contained and put in this box, if you will, or sealed and kept away. And for some of you, I feel led to say this is not for everyone. Of course, it's for whoever may resonate with it. But some of this is like kind of being male identified or um, kind of shaping some of your femininity around male's perception of what femininity is, and maybe even what you were taught generations to generation, what that represents, what it means to be a lady, what it means to be a woman, and all of that. Like you create the narrative, because I love this how spirit gave this to me, because we have this definition of what femininity is, and I'm like, you know, all goddesses, if you look at what different goddesses are and what they represent, they all have some type of different level of power and energy and essence that they bring. And we might identify with one goddess over the other, or more so than this one or that one. And some of them do have similar energies, similar pantheons of goddesses and gods, but they all have their own essence. They're not restricted to be one way. Like Oya is not the same as Aphrodite, or um, Kuan Yin is not the same as Oshun, or whatever other goddesses, or Athena. Like they all have their different types of energies and essences and personalities. Same with you. Your essence, your divine feminine essence is different, and it's meant to be expressed. And there are other people that will resonate with you, and you may resonate, but be your own essence and energy, not how the world says and shapes it to be. All right. So we do kind of have that polarity. I feel like if you think about different divas in music, they all have their own energy. They're all still powerful. You can't say that one diva is better than the other. Diana Ross or Cher, they have their own essence and energy. Beyonce and Pink, or whoever, you know what I mean? Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. There's different types of energies of femininity. Um, do we agree with all of them? Probably not. All right, so I'm going to read from the sacred medicine card. So we have the drum medicine and the eagle feather. Let's see what they got to say. Number 38. What page are you on? Number 38? No. Is it 38? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Where are you at? Page 94. Okay. Regulation. It says, when you're swimming in the first waters of your mother's womb, there we go back to the divine mama energy. It says, the rhythmic thump of her heartbeat linked you to the world. It was a beautiful and consistent measure of sound that connected you to your life force and brought your spirit into form. The medicine of the drum is here to steady, ground, and rewire your nervous system so that you may find balance once again. In times of chaos, stress, and disarray, it can be challenging to bring ourselves back to regulated state. This time in your life is calling for balance. As you have been pushing yourself past your capacity in all ways, the medicine of the drum comes forward for you to bring back to your most natural rhythm. Your ancestors stepped forward to sing a drum song that calls you back to peace and calm. The words of the song are sung in the oldest language of your lineage. Although you may not understand them completely, your blood memory does. This is deeply healing card for you to choose, and your whole system settles. The beat of the drum balances your heartbeat, adrenals, and breath. Regulation is key to your wellness. You are worthy of healing. The sacred ceremony, it says, the inner drum beat of our heart aligns with the sacred heart of the Earth Mother. Today, she gathers beneath your feet, pulses a deep healing salve through your waters and nervous system. Her heartbeat activates harmonic resonance through every cell, tissue, and organ. Feel each particle in your body beating with the heart that comes from this core of this earth. The healing affirmation is, I am brought back to balance by the beat of the drum. My whole system relaxes with every vibrating sound. Okay. I feel guided to say that if you guys um want to do like a drum meditation, most definitely you should. Whatever drum resonates with you, whether it's a native drum, whether it's an African drum, whatever you feel led to. Maybe even rock. No, I wouldn't suggest that because some rock music, like the vibration of that is not good. So I wouldn't suggest that. But yeah, if you feel led to like tribal drums of some sort, to listen to and kind of just ground your energy, imagine roots coming from your feet down to the earth's core, or go out literally in nature and plant your feet and imagine you connecting through the soles of your feet, top to your head, down to the soles of your feet, to Mama Earth energy. And this is weird, but I mean, some of you probably felt this before, where you felt a pulse in like parts of your body where it wasn't a heart. So like it would beat like a heart, but it's not your heart, obviously, right? So pay attention to like the vibrations you feel coming from your feet, if that makes sense. And it might be a little too cold to do that. Some of you guys, I don't know if it's snowing, but if that's the case, you can do this in your home, the comfort of your home. You don't gotta go outside because it might be cold, a little chilly out here. I ain't trying to get sick. So yeah. So the eagle feather card, it says, soar. Receiving an eagle feather on our path is the deepest honor. It represents a powerful initiation and a message from the spirit world that you are ready to step into your fullest medicine. It's usually gifted to us by an elder, a medicine person, or someone we respect. This card comes forward for you as a gift from your ancestors. It's a blessing that reminds you that you are on the right path. You are birthing your medicine self, integrating all that you have learned in this lifetime and ready to soar with confidence and pride. It's time to expand, and this card comes forward for you to believe in yourself and your powerful vision. Release your doubts and fears of not being good enough, wise enough, or powerful enough. Eagle medicine crosses your path today to affirm your greatness. Move through your fears and shine. Release your doubts and fly. Eagle reminds you of the sacred responsibility upon this earth as one who chooses to be here at this time. God knows how to get us, right? It's snowing in Colorado. Lucky you, but you're probably like, I ain't lucky, but I'm in the desert, so lucky you. You get a real winter. But spirit is God's source is so funny because I was kind of, dealing with some things internally and with self and path and all of that. And I was on YouTube and it was a community post from this channel and she posted um the Bible, it's a Bible scripture. Esther just come from chapter or the book of Esther, and I can't remember the chapter, but it was one of the most popular Bible scriptures that they have out there, and it's "You were born for such a time as this." So that line in this book where it says, I got to go back to it. Um, Eagle reminds you of your sacred responsibility upon this earth as one who chose to be here at this time. So there's no mistakes here with our journeys, of course. And sometimes we just have to remind ourselves of that we're here for a purpose and a time and a reason, whether that purpose is to cause destruction and chaos or is to spread love and light and joy and shift for the greater good. It says, you were given gifts and the ability to create beauty and change in the world. It is time to use what you have been given. You are being called to higher heights and ways forward, your vibration increasing with every intentional movement. Do not look back. The only way forward is towards your greatest visions and dreams. Open your heart to believe, take a leap of faith, and allow the wind to support your wings. The sacred ceremony is a medicine person steps forward with a feather and begins to flap it all around you. It is so powerful. You feel as though an eagle is right next to you. Your whole energy fills up with golden light as the wind of the feather amplifies your aura. You are now glowing with your renewed commitment to shine. Whew, I love that. You are now glowing with your renewed commitment to shine. What? Sometimes we can get it twisted sometimes, like, shining and what that means, like whether it's like, oh, I don't want to pump my head up, or pumping your head up too much could be an overindulgence and kind of become a little bit of self-centeredness and, just that lower vibrational aspect. But your commitment to shine, it also reminds me of another scripture, and I think it's Luke 8:16. It's one of my favorite scriptures where it says, no one places a lamp underneath a bowl or underneath a dress, something like that. Basically, no one places a light or a candle to hide it under something, but rather it is meant to be seen. It is meant to shine. So look up Luke 8:16 if that resonates with you, so you can get the full contents, because I'm paraphrasing, but that's one of my favorite scriptures. And that's what I'm getting. Like, your light is not meant to be hidden. It's not for the glory of self. Like, look at me, I'm so this, and I'm like, not that, but to be proud of who you were called to be. Be a light. So, yeah. And the healing affirmation is, I accept my gifts and soar with pride. I walk through this initiation with confidence. Okay. Um, So the thing about the eagle, and I just wanted to share this real quick. Eagles can be a symbol of like prophetic gifts. So some of you guys have prophetic abilities and gifts. You are a seer. But also the nature of an eagle is labeled as independence, right? For Americans, that is our totem, our animal totem. But the nature of them, within their independence, they typically do fly alone. They don't fly in herds like some birds do. They collectively do, but eagles tend to fly on their own. They do not mix and mingle with other birds. Not saying that this is for you to separate yourself from humanity or from people, but it's knowing who's for you and who's not for you, who is of your tribe, who is like-minded, those who are, on the same vibrational frequency and level as you, or stride towards life. And eagles can withstand heavy weather conditions. And matter of fact, they like to fly in them things. Like they don't mind storm. They actually like it. So that resilience that you have, and you may not always like the storm. And sometimes if you have that sacred clown energy, you see some of you guys might like challenges. When life throws you lemons, it's like, I'm gonna make the best out of that bitch. Sometimes as a human, it's not always fun, but there's a level of resilience and wisdom that you have, an understanding and an understanding of why certain things happen, or you seek to find and understand that. So eagles also do not eat dead food. They just don't. Like, they will not eat stuff that's already dead. So that means you don't take in things spiritual food. You don't take things that do not edify you, do not nourish your spirit. You spit it out, or you just don't eat it at all. So if someone's coming at you with something negative or something that just does not resonate with your spirit, you're not going to take it. You're not going to accept it into yourself, into your being. So some of you guys might be very discerning. Like, let's say you put on a podcast, like, oh, this looks good. I like the title of this video. And you listen to it and you start hearing some stuff that's like not sitting well with your spirit. You'll click out that shit. You'll be able to dissect it and discern, like, this ain't for me. Or maybe some of it may resonate and it's like, nah. Like with readings, when you watch general readings, you could click on it and be like, this might be for me. And then doesn't sit well with your spirit, or you just know that, okay, this might not be for me, or this resonates, but that part doesn't resonate. So that's not for me. You know how to discern things and what you take into your spirit, or at least this is what spirit is encouraging you to kind of move in that type of energy. So the painted face with self-expression. I have a feeling that this one's going to be a little lengthy because the book is kind of big. Just saying. Let's see. Because this book, it looked like almost like an actual book. Like, I mean, it is. Let's see. Painted face, 159. Okay, painted face. Painted face expresses the inside of me, not my nose or my eyes, the parts that others see. My feelings and my medicine are painted in design, colors of great mystery, who created me in kind. Okay. Many movies have produced in years past showing Native Americans fighting cowboys. In the battle scenes, the warriors of the Red Nation have face painted by Hollywood makeup artists. A warrior would never paint his face in a ridiculous manner when going to battle as portrayed in these early movies. These artful yet incorrect face paintings never portrayed the two real forms of an Indian self-expression. Hold on. War paint and ceremonial paint were two different types of personal medicine. Since Native American traditions places a great deal of emphasis on the development of uniqueness and personal talents, it was of paramount importance that each person be allowed the right of personal expression. One way this was achieved was through the painted face. The painted face of the warpath was intended to frighten the enemy and to add to the expression of the warrior's bravery. The painted face of feast or ceremony was to show the beauty of the individual's spirit to all others of the tribe. The extended family represented by a tribe was a safe place to extend family represented. Wait, did I read that again? Yes, I did. The extended family represented by a tribe was a safe place to reveal the way in which each individual walked in beauty. There was no need to use the painted face as a mask in ceremony situations, for no enemies were present. Masks were used in many dances or rituals when it was necessary to portray to someone other than oneself. The painted face was never used to cover one's identity, but rather to express it in a more personal manner. War paint was used on a brave and his pony to show them as being a team. This is one reason why the pinto and the apolosia used by plain tribes were often called paints. The war paint represents the medicine that protected the brave, was also the medicine that protected his horse. Sometimes the way to express personal battle medicine came through a medicine dream. The more frightening the war paint, the more easier it was to create fear in the enemy. Using the element of surprise when jumping an enemy, a warrior would howl a war cry, displaying his contorted, painted face. This show of courage could instill fear and temporary paralysis in the opponent and an advantage in battle. After Horus was brought to Turtle Island, the Red Man and his pony became inseparable. This hardworking team would hunt buffalo so that people would be met. Okay, so they're going into the different levels of like the colors of paints and all of that. This part, let me see. I want to read this. If a tribal member had a special medicine vision that marked a change in that person's life path, he or she could be known from that time forward by a new name. If this occurred, it was certain that the new identity would change the medicine of the person and therefore change the painted face. These changes were celebrated by everyone. The discovery of a new talent, the completion of a test of bravery, the move from childhood to adulthood, or a coup which was one of the many blessings of a physical life honored by the people. Each person used his or her individual intuition and creativity to create the painted face, and that in itself was an exercise in personal growth that aided the tribe as a whole. The designs I am most familiar with are ones passed on to me through medicine teachers. These cover a broad expanse of traditions, but are by no means the only ones used. One universal symbol was the use of yellow lines above the eyes. This denoted a seer with proven talent to interpret dreams, receive medicine visions, or journey with successful results, which aided to the tribe. A face paint totally black denotes mourning of loss or a loved one. So we're not going to get into all of that. The part that stood out to me where it says that the tribal member was given a special medicine vision that marked the change in their life path and that they would go by moving forward with a new name, a new identity. So this discovery also helped to discover new talents and the completion of a test of bravery, moving from childhood to adulthood. This is what I feel like where your energy is at, if that makes sense. Like it would make sense to where you are. Hey Elle, this would make sense if this is your reading. This is all kind of coming together. If that makes sense, that you're going through an initiation right now. And you, like I said, some of you guys could be seers. I was getting that with the ego spirit, like prophetic abilities and gifts, where maybe you already have seen parts of yourself. You've seen parts of yourself that, or you see your potential, or you can sense and feel, even if you don't have the physical vision in your mind's eye or a dream, there's some evidence within you that senses and knows that there's more to you. And you could be a creative person. Most prophetic people, if not all prophetic people, or people with gifts and visions, are creative people. You can't create without a vision. So you got to be some level of intuitive and able to, in order to see something and then create it. Right. So I feel like for those of you that this pertains to, and I'm going to pull some tarot. The first card that I pulled from the tarot was the Ace of Bowls, which could represent being given something. I feel like a blessing or a gift, being receptive to life's blessings. It's like the sweetness of that, but do you see it from that perspective though? Do you see it as a blessing to you? So let's pull. Let me see. I need the guidebook for this too, so I can read the messages. But let's see what else Divine Spirit wants us to know. Spirit. Yeah, I believe that most people, that not everybody that watches tarot has spiritual gifts or may even be spiritual. Some people just come to watch, to get an answer to something or to see their future, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're spiritual. It's like, you'd be surprised. Like, 9 of Bowls, which is the 9 of Cups, came out. The Ace of Arrows, which is the Ace of Swords. It's like, yeah, moving into new territory. I feel like for some of you, you're moving into new territory in time. And some of this, you guys, is in partnership. I don't want to make this about love, but Spirit typically gives me love messages all the time. It's almost like escapable. I don't even know if that's the right term, if that's even a word, but it's like I can't escape love messages. So in partnership too, I feel like, and if it's not romantic partnership, definitely soul tribe, where you're not at this alone. That could also be the other message with this, is to let you know and reassure you that you're not going forward doing this by yourself. In the physical sense, in the physical realm, like, you're not moving forward by yourself alone. You have spiritual help too, and you have help in the physical realm. Okay, let's see. What? Spirit is funny. I can't. The coyote, the totem of arrows, the four-legged. The totem of arrows is the swords. Okay. Swords are known to be the messengers of the tarot, or spirit of the air. Okay. So, goodness. Something with the rainbows could resonate with you too as well, like, or the rainbow bridge as they call it. The rainbow bridge. Where's the guidebook? So the Ace of Bowls is the Ace of Cups in this deck. This guidebook is so tiny. Okay. So the Ace of Bowls. So the suit of bowls represents the west, fall, sunset, and devotions. So the Ace of Cups in this deck represents receive love from the giver. Okay. So from the giver, I'm getting divine source spirit, but also the giver can represent those who are genuinely givers. They give from a place of love. They don't give from a place to receive or to trap and to snare or to deceive. A natural giver comes from their heart. So receive from the giver. Okay. Receive from the giver. The 9 of Bowls, or the 9 of Cups in this deck, it says, come home to your spiritual family. Yes. This is all making sense, y'all. Like, it's just all coming together in such a just divine, flawless way, as you could tell. So the suit of swords represents the south, the summer, noon, okay, or our aims. So the Ace of Arrows is the will to do. So you have the will to do, and your soul and your spirit will call you to it, because some of you guys, you may resonate with the coyote spirit just as your natural self, that sacred clown energy. Or if that's not just like your spirit and soul, that's not your soul essence, because everyone has like a totem that they resonate with, that they will always resonate with and cherish. And then there's times where we'll resonate with certain animals on our path for representing the time or place that we're in at this time in life, right? So let's look at the coyote. Okay, see through the cultural illusion. See through the cultural illusion. So that would make sense for some of you that feel trapped by society norms. And this can go back to the whole femininity empowerment, with finding your own true essence as your own divine feminine essence and energy, or how you create, how you show up, even as a man, if you are a man. Um, how to utilize that feminine energy in a harmonious, balanced way. It's not, walking around with the hand on your hip. That doesn't mean femininity, right? That could be a form of it. But femininity is an expression of the spiritual realm, if that makes sense. Divinity in motion. So for some of you guys, I feel that coyote spirit represents that inner call for you to show up as you are. That's the call, that will to do, um, with the Ace of Swords, but that cultural norm of this is how I should live my life, or if I'm not doing this and I'm behind, or if I don't have, these numbers, or this, all this money, or if I'm not living this type of life, or society by age 30, you should be this, you should be that. It's shaking that down to the ground. And that takes a great deal of bravery, that takes confidence, that takes not just confidence within yourself, but confidence and trust and faith and belief in God's source as well. Because it's easy to go, well, maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm the one in the wrong, maybe I'm just abnormal because I'm not here and I'm not doing this and I don't have that. It's easy to fall into that trap. It's easy to do that. However, though, I feel like your soul will always call you to expand past your mental limitations, because the soul will always contradict what you fear. It will always remind you, like, nah, you know, you're afraid, or you are, you're misaligned. And I'm going to remind you and show you the proof and the evidence. I'm going to continue to remind you of your calling, your true purpose, or someone else is going to come into your experience and remind you of that and shake it up for you, so that you don't fall into that trap, that hell in the mind sometimes that will torment you into believing that what you're doing is not good enough, or, oh, you need to step it up. No. Mm-mm. No. Let's see. It's at the bottom. The Ten of Pipes is at the bottom of the deck, which is the Ten of Wands. This person is creating. So I feel like Spirit is saying to keep creating, keep manifesting. What's at the top of the deck? The Nine of Arrows, Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's like sometimes it could feel like it's just you against the world sometimes. Maybe you don't feel alone as far as like having God in your life or anything like that, or source, your divine team, but in the physical realm, maybe sometimes you'll say to yourself, it's just me against the world, or, I don't fit in. I'm not of this world. And rightfully so. Like, you don't have to be of this world to make a difference, or to be a change, or to be understood. You don't have to be of this world to accomplish that. Spirit doesn't want you to fall into the trap of being what a man-made society, or this is what success means, this is what beauty means, this is what importance means. This is No, you're not meant to fall into that. You never were. And you never will be able to do that, no matter how hard you try. Why would you want to? That goes against everything about your path and your purpose, which is why sometimes when your soul does something that is not in agreement with, you'll feel depleted, you'll feel miserable, you'll feel depressed, because your soul is like, this ain't us. We don't resonate with this. Like, this is not in alignment with anything that we are about. Absolutely not a damn thing. So far, I hope that this is resonating. I'm going to read the meaning of these two cards real quick. The Ten of Pipes. It is. Thank you. I do love pink a lot. Um, and yeah, I know how that feels, Elle. Like sometimes you can feel by yourself. Even if you have a lot of people, you can still feel that way sometimes, you know? Um, you just made me think of something. So going back to the wolf spirit, loner wolf. You guys know that saying, the loner wolf. So sometimes it could feel like you're by yourself, but you notice there's a pack of wolves as well. So there are people that are just like you that you will resonate with, and vice versa. So you're not completely by yourself or alone, even if it feels like it. Um, where was the, let me see, Ten of Pipes. Let me see, I gotta go back. Don't isolate yourself too. Like be careful of that. So the pipes in this deck represent the east, spring. Where's it at? Dawn and channels. Okay, so channels. So the Ten of Pipes in this deck represents a return to your experience, or wait, sorry, return your experience to the world. Return your experience to the world. So that could be you sharing your gifts too. The sharing of your gifts. Return your experiences back to the world. Because, like I said, this woman in this card, she's creating something. She's putting, what is this that she got? She's painting. So again, it goes back to being creative, being visual. And there's a child behind this woman. So it's like you may have someone looking at you that may feel like they're not ready yet or they're not quite accomplished yet. They have a lot to do. They have a lot more room to grow. They feel like they haven't reached their fullest potential. And you're an inspiration for them. I want to show you guys something crazy. Like this, how long ago was this? Hold on. 2015. 2015. Crazy. So I want to show you guys, like I used to draw paint on my face, not knowing like nothing about nothing. I used to just draw paint on my face all the time. Weird. Some people might have thought it was fucking crazy. Um, let me show y'all this. I used to draw paint on my face all the time, just randomly, just designs of paint and shit. And you know how that one book, it was saying that certain visions and medicine seers, they would draw like to over their eyes to represent or to show their intuitive abilities or that they have intuitive gifts or abilities. I thought that was weird. I just thought about this paint. So that's what I was doing. I was trying to find that. I thought that was very interesting. But there's people that are behind you, or maybe even if you have children, you don't know, like your children watch you, they look to you. Or if you have children in your family, they look to you, they watch you for inspiration. And I also feel like this is your future lineages. So keep creating. Some of you guys are way ahead of your time. People may not be ready for what you're bringing yet, and that's okay. And if you're not creative or you're not using your gifts, or what you think, you might not be creative, you are creative, or you're creating a life or world. You're creating energies and worlds. And though it may not make sense right now to you or other people around you, but just know you're ahead of your time. You're way ahead of your time. What was the other one? The Nine of Arrows. So the Nine of Arrows says, overcome doubt and fear by trusting your decision. So overcome your doubt and trust your decision. Your decision, I feel like it could be, something in the everyday world that that you need, that needs your focus and attention, but it can be the greater purpose as well. Choosing that, making that decision that I am going to walk that path and that purpose. I am going to do that. I'm going to answer the call. That is what I'm going to do. Ooh, I want to read from this spirit animal book too, because we got a lot of animal totems. We got the wolf, we got the eagle, we got the coyote. Let's see if there's anything else. No? Okay. So start with the coyote, and I think in this book, they're not in this book, if I'm not mistaken. I had to use my other book, of course. Let me see. Cow. Nope, he is in here. Okay. Coyote says, lighten up. You're taking things way too serious. It's funny. Remember I was saying, like, some of us need to lighten up? Spirit don't be playing. Lighten up, you're taking things much too seriously. The resources you need are available. Something quite unexpected and not necessarily welcome is about to happen. Rather than fighting or running from the situation, it will work out better if you just adjust to it. Look for the lessons in the turmoil you are experiencing. Forgive yourself for any mistakes or errors, and look for the gifts that have come out of the experience. Interesting. That kind of sounds like what the message has been saying. Let's see, A, B, C, D, eagle. Has eagle. Okay, so the eagle says there's an opportunity for you that you are considering, and it would be best if you take advantage of it soon. There will be a new beginning in a positive direction following a recent period of strife, one in which you've gained a great deal of stamina and resilience. Detach and rise above the mundane so that you're able to see your life and circumstances with a broader perspective and greater vision. It is time for a great spiritual awakening, one where you experience a greater connection to the divine. This is an important time to communicate with the divine for creative inspiration. Okay, so heed any guidance you receive. Whatever you put out, positive or negative, will now return to you in some form more quickly than ever. So they have the different breeds of eagles. So it says bald eagle, you have an increasing ability to walk between the material world and that of spirit. Dive into your inner depths, paying close attention to any visions or inspirations that may arise. The golden eagle says go on a spiritual adventure, a pilgrimage to a holy and sacred spot. Find your passion and means to express it. Pursue the goal that has been emerging in your consciousness without hesitation. These messages are like repeating themselves in different ways, like different platforms. So where's the wolf? LMPRSTU. Okay, wasp, weasel, whale, wolf. Okay. Characteristics and behaviors that no longer serve your spiritual purpose are being culled from your consciousness. Make cooperation a priority over competition. Valuable insights, ideas, and new teachings are coming your way, so pay close attention. It's important to maintain your self-esteem and integrity and deeply trust in your inner knowing, even when you feel misunderstood or misaligned. You are being spiritually and psychically, or sorry, maybe I was meant to say that, but it says no, you're being spiritually and physically protected at all times. So there is no need to fear. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, I feel like that is the message so far. If it resonates with you, at least, I hope it resonated with those who it's meant to resonate with, and that you guys take this message and do well with it. If it is meant for you, sit with your divine peoples, your ancestors, check in, ask God's source to bring you back to center and connection. Like, what is it that I need to know? Or what do I take from all of this? But everything seems to align perfectly together. This message was just like on point. So yeah. So that should be all for the message, y'all, for today. I don't know if I'll do a love reading. We'll see. Because this was a lot. But in a good way though. So I'm gonna check out. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for joining and watching. Be sure to show some love, like this video, share it with someone that you feel like this may also, help and be a message of encouragement and whatever, enlightenment, entertainment, what have you. And if you're not subscribed and you're just checking out, if you like the vibe, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe here. New subscribers, shout out to you. Thank you, Imperable Mommy. I think you're new. You said you're a new subby, new subscriber. So I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for joining. And as always, much love. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, your Friday. Happy Venus Day. Peace.